Okay. So, I was gonna go over some of the Diablo 4 news. Diablo 4 crafting. Is it on Twitter maybe? Oh, it's on Wowhead. I think it was on Wowhead. Why is it on Wowhead? And crafting guides now live. Where did they get this from? New Diablo 4 vendors and crafting guides now live. Well, I don't know why they call it a guide. That's interesting. There's actually a lot of text in those buttons. In like this? Oh my god. Oh, okay. With the demonic forces of Pandemonium charging towards the release of D4 on June 6th. So 3 months away. Holy. So this is the crafting material overview. Everything you need to know about crafting materials in Diablo 4. Herbs are found throughout Sanctuary. They are used at the alchemist to upgrade potions, brews, elixirs, and crafting incense. Alright, so there's different areas with different herbs. And they can use, there's potions, elixirs. So there's a bunch of different, so this is like, what, like WoW then? Is this kind of like WoW? Where they have, you go to like a zone, and in that zone there's a thing, and in that thing you can farm that thing. But you could go to a different zone, you would find a different thing. So they have gathering, basically. They have gathering. Skins can be looted from various, yeah, they have gathering in the game. They have gathering. So fun. I mean, okay, so the use of gathering in an MMO is about world exploration, right? That's the purpose of a gathering in MMOs is to go to a region, explore the region. It's about creating this narrative of a world, right? That is totally an MMO thing. That is not an RPG thing at all. So that's interesting. This basically confirms they're trying to go for the MMO angle, right? Like, will we be able to trade? Will there be like an economy based on gathering? Because like in WoW, you could literally just do gathering as like a profession. You could literally gather and make currency, right? Does this mean we'll have professions that, like, the true way of telling this is an MMO versus an RPG would be, do we have like professions that we can level, or does everybody need to do this? Because if everybody needs to do this, then I guess it's more like an RPG than MMO, right? Everybody, right? Because in that case, it's dialing back towards RPG a bit. You know, you're gathering, but you're doing it mostly for yourself. Because obviously in WoW, no, you don't have to gather. Somebody else can gather, and you can buy that. But then you would do another thing. You would pick the thing that you want to do to make money, right? But it sounds like this is. I guess this is not what this is. You know what my question would be? Do you have to do this once per character? Like, are these consumable? Like, are potions and elixirs and shit, are they consumable? If they're tradable, it's fine too. Well, yeah, then it's more like an MMO style thing. Yeah, they are consumable? Okay. Huh. So this would be like the equivalent in PoE of like crafting potions and stuff like that before you do a map, I guess. Are they trying to make like a single player MMO? I guess that's kind of what they're trying to go for then. The heal potion upgrades are permanent and then the elixirs are consumable, right? So you'll have to farm elixirs before you do like high tier content, basically. Like if you want to do like a world boss, or if you want to do like a hard, like an end game dungeon or some bullshit or whatever it is, you have to farm elixirs, basically. Like for example, you'll have a guy who does potions, you'll have a guy that does leather, you'll have a guy that does metalworking, right? You'll have someone who mines, someone who herbs, someone who skins, right? That's how it works in WoW. I don't think that's how it's gonna work in D4 though. I think everyone's gonna have to do everything. Which is why I was asking, are these consumables? Because if they're consumables, are you telling me that before I do a dungeon, I have to go into the world and then farm leather, ore, and herbs? Oh guys, I need 17 pale tongues, 5 grave dust, a demon heart, some silver ore. Anyone got Finros? Anyone yo, I just need like 6 more Finros. 6 more. I don't know how they're gonna make this function in an ARPG, but we'll see. I just want to read the salvage bit now. I have this bad feeling I want like D4 after trying out the beta. I mean, the beta is gonna be a tell-all, right? Like, I don't know, we won't get to see endgame shit, but we'll get to see like enough, right? If the game sucks cock, right? We'll get to see that. Alright, so salvaging can be used for item upgrades, re-rolling. So this is how you get crafting materials. Obtained by using the occultist to salvage night materials, veiled crystals. This is from Diablo 3, right? Used to alter the magic of things. Used to improve legendaries. What does improving mean? Sacred and ancestral items. Forgotten souls. These are ancient and primal ancient. So these are just the materials. These are the systems. So let's read the system. So this we'll get to find out what exactly an elixir is. The Alchemist is a new addition to the Diablo franchise and upgrade your health. So this is their potion system basically. The Alchemist lets you upgrade your health potion. So this is just like unlocking it over time, right? It doesn't even seem like it's that big of a deal maybe, because it's percentage based, but depends how much the flat matters, I guess. This is a bit meh to me. I don't dislike this, but I don't like it. It's just like, it's okay, you know? It's like in PoE how you have a small life flask and then eventually you have a divine life flask. But like obviously it is an MMO mechanic, you know, you have to gather materials and shit. It's whatever. Bring elixirs. Elixirs grant temporary buffs to your stats. There are many different elixirs. So this is the big thing, right? This is the consumables that we'll have to farm. Increase your armor and experience and thorns. Oh, they have different tiers of the same elixir? Is that right? Like, if this is weak, I assume there'll be like a powerful version of the same thing. 30 minutes. Oh my god. Oh my god. So, let's say I want to farm for 20 hours.
Is better.
Oh my god. I mean, I guess we knew stuff like this was coming, right? This is what MMOifying an RPG means, adding stuff like this in, right? It seems like a good time to add this emote. Casual. Does this mean depending on the boss you're fighting, you'll need a different elixir for every boss? Why isn't there like one resistance elixir? Why is there different types of resistance elixirs? Because one you have to change depending on the boss you're fighting? Wait, does this mean? I have so many questions. It's hard to understand what this means without obviously having played the game. But it sounds like you'll have to swap elixirs depending on what endgame content you're doing. I can't imagine you using one elixir for like a long time. Like, why would I need a poison resist elixir when I'm fighting Lilith if Lilith is doing fire damage? You know what I mean? Attack speed and call it a day? Yeah, maybe. I want to know if you can trade consumables. Can I get Twitch chat to farm these for me? Not that I want to do that, but no SSF. Wait, using my own emote against me? Oi! Oi. Alright, so this is actual crafting now. I mean, the potion system. I feel like the alchemist system is just about world exploration. It's like, whatever. What about blacksmith? This is big dick, right? This is actual item crafting, right? Actual? Yeah. Topics include crafting, upgrading, salvaging, and repairing. Oh shit, they're bringing back repairing gear, chat. I heckin' love repairing gear. The blacksmith has a similar role to previous installments, but with a further expanded toolkit than the counterpart in D3. Why did they say D3? Wonka. They can salvage items into crafting materials, repairing your gear, upgrading your armors and weapons in exchange for crafting materials and gold. The ability to craft armor and weapons was not available, but the in-game description is lets you craft armor and weapons. Your items can also be upgraded multiple times for crafting materials and gold. How often you can do this depends on the item's rarity. Upgrading an item increases its affixes, including the base stats. This makes upgrading weapons especially useful since class skills also scale based on weapon damage. UI downgrade? I mean, this is like development shit, right? We'll see what it's like in the beta. Salvaging an item will give you crafting materials based on the item rarity and item type. Any socket. So this is literally just D3 salvaging, right? Gear loses durability on death. Oh, so it's just. Is this essentially. Is this all you lose in softcore? Do you lose XP or do you just lose durability? I don't know what the upgrading thing is. It sounds to me like it's like quality in PoE. It increases its affixes. Assuming if this is just saying it like makes it better, it sounds like quality. It's like elevating all stats one tier higher. Yeah, which is, yeah, it's like, it's fine. It's like whatever. It gives you one of those, in PoE, qualitying and catalyzing is just a way of like finishing like a really nice piece of gear. The Wowhead Jewler crafting covers blah 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 blah. The basics. The Jewler has a similar role to previous installments. There's no such thing as a Jewler in Diablo 2 or Diablo 1. They're just talking about Diablo 3 here. They can craft jewelry and gems, add sockets to gear, unsocket gems, upgrade jewelry in exchange for crafting materials. They're talking about Immortal? Bruh. Here we go, crafting gems. Crafting and socketing gems into gear with open sockets will make a return in the tried and true fashion. Ultimate damage. Barrier potency and auras. Ultimate damage. I mean, I see ultimate, I think long cooldown ability. Each class has an ultimate skill, it's just for that skill, right? Damage to elites, thorns. I hate thorns, man, what the fuck? Why does every ARPG have thorns in it? Life on kill, additional healing received, armor. Lucky hit chance. That's not crit, is it?
Mine now.
It rolls the damage range,
wow,
or?
Doc leave.
And then scattered prisms can add sockets to gear. Oh, so this is literally Ramadali's gift, except it works on everything. Nothing they've said so far has been pay to win. So, I don't think, hopefully we're not gonna get any sort of pay to win at all. Time gated by world bosses though? I didn't think about that. I did not think about that. Wait, but you can't solo a world boss, right? I mean, maybe eventually in like 12 months you can, but like there's no shot they'll allow world bosses to be soloable at the beginning of the launch. Does that mean you essentially have to do party play if you want to have access to scattered prisms and other stuff that drops from world bosses? So is SSF dead? Wow, wait, so hold the phone. This is the first content potentially in an ARPG then, essentially, that can't be soloed, right? So, The cultist lets you extract a legendary affix from a legendary item into a legendary aspect, destroying the item. Aspects are legendary powers that impact your play. The Codex of Power is a separate collection of all legendary aspects that were unlocked by completing specific dungeons for the first time. The aspect of Overwhelming Bolts. Charged bolts can 2 extra projectiles, but also have increased mana cost, unlocked by completing the Wretched Delve and Scot's Glen. So these are like what, powers that you unlock by exploring the world, essentially? This is different. Powers from dungeon, yeah, this is different. And this is like some actual meat and bones content for D4, huh? The Codex of Power is a collection of all legendary aspects. Legendary aspects are legendary powers that impact the way you play and might enable certain playstyles. Are these closer to runes or the Kanai Cube in terms of power, you think? How many aspects on the Codex can you have? Like at once? You complete the dungeon, you unlock the aspect, you get an aspect. This gives you 2 additional bolts. These can be imprinted on rare and legendary items at the occultist. Here we go. Item to be modified, the Codex's power or aspect. Oh, it is like the cube then, except it's like the cube but it applies on gear. So you can either get an aspect from your inventory, or you have the access to the Codex, which has like, you can apply these ones infinitely or these ones once, essentially. And I assume they're separate, like these are a specific set of legendary powers that you obtain through dungeons, while these are ones that you obtain from actual legendaries. So these ones are essentially freely available, and these ones you have to farm for. The Codex is lower value and gear from inventory can be higher. Oh, it can be the same, but the ones from your inventory are a bit better. The Codex gives a great way to target and obtain build-enabling legendary powers for your character. However, it does come with some limitations. Individual affixes from a legendary aspect will always have the lowest possible rolls. Not all legendary aspects will be available through the Codex of Power. So amulets can have every single aspect category and they're boosted. And then other slots like pants can only be defensive. Also, they're kind of forcing you to choose some... Wow, this is actually limiting. Because they're forcing you to choose a defensive aspect. They're saying, F you, pick diamond skin. You know, I don't give a shit that you want to have damage. Pick diamond skin in this slot. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. The defensive options can only pick defensive, and the offensive options can only pick offense. Like, they don't overlap. So they're forcing you to be like, the choice is not offense or defense. The choice is defense or utility, you know, or offense and utility. It's not offense, defense. They're forcing you to build a certain amount of defense, essentially. This is the lesson I learned from Path of Exile. If you allow players to be glass cannon as fuck, they'll do it, even though the gameplay loop is complete cock. Players will optimize the fun out of the game. If you told Quinn he could double his damage by punching himself in the dick every 1 minute, he'd be punching his dick so hard for the damage buff, chat. That's just how players play video games. That is what they're avoiding by doing this. They're avoiding people punching themselves in the cock to double their damage. Oh, here we go. They're actually giving us... Is this all... Holy shit. Okay, hold the phone. Hold the phone. These assets can be used on all classes. Wait, is this all of them? No shot. Is this all... Oh my god, okay. This is like a hint at what builds will be like, right? I won't read all of them. I'll just kind of speedrun them because there's so many here, dude. You gain increased armor when you deal any form of damage, stacking up to 25%. Is this asking you to... It stacks like 100 times? Fortify? Oh shit. Basic skills grant damage reduction. Oh. Yeah, actual fortify. Actual fortify. Like actual fortify, dude. When struck, a magical bubble forms. Can only proc. Cast damage taken molten shell. Yo, cast damage taken molten shell, dude. Molten shell, boys, molten shell. What? There's actual. Wait, what the fuck? There's actual fortify. Berserking gives you increased damage and movement speed. Blood orbs heal you. Oh, I think they have life orbs, chat. They have life orbs or whatever, life globes, whatever they're called. Immune cannot be damaged. Injured character. They have low life. Right, so these are just all the vulnerable, unstoppable, stealth. Okay. What the hell is this? After weapon swapping 6 times, gain increased attack speed. That's for Bob. Oh, Bob has some sort of like... Coming from PoE, that sounds awful, but it's not like PoE at all, right? It's a completely different system that is not... It's a completely different thing. It's completely different. It's not like... It's not weapon swapping, it's like multi-weapon... It's a multi-weapon playstyle, essentially, right? D4 when? Well, D4 in less than 2 weeks, right? The beta is soon, man. Heckin' love pre-ordering video games to get the beta access, boys. I'm so broken I googled PoE Diablo 4 beta release date. Yeah, I put PoE in front of everything. Like, I'll Google, like, I want to go eat at this restaurant. And then I'll Google, like, PoE name of restaurant. Like, PoE Tesco. Or some shit. Lucky hit. Damaging an enemy with a core skill has a chance to extend the duration of Berserk. Double this duration if it was a crit. Yeah, so lucky hits and crits are different. 100%, right? They're 100% different. A lot of these sound like, you know, things like passives that you would have in Diablo or Runes. Maybe not quite as impactful as it either, but yeah. Here we go, so this is the map system. You can craft different tiers of randomized Nightmare Sigils maps at the Occultist. Nightmare Sigils are used to transform dungeons into more challenging Nightmare dungeons. Each normal sigil corresponds to a specific dungeon. The difficulty tiers are tied to the Nightmare Sigils, which also determine the rarity of item drops. Dungeon afflictions are also found in sigils, which will customize the dungeons affecting them. Tiers 1 to Thrive gives you 3 afflictions, requires a World Tier 3, Powder and Gold. Oh, so this is like what, white maps, yellow maps, and red maps, I guess? And it just keeps ramping until like... Unwanted Nightmare Sigils can be salvaged. Likely sigil powder, which is used for crafting. I see, okay. Enchanting items similar to the Mystic in Diablo 3. Enchanting lets you replace an unwanted affix. Yeah, okay. Well, this is a sequel to Diablo 3. I mean, 100% it's a sequel to Diablo 3. It is a step up, being able to do the whole crafting thing. Like, they're introducing like a mapping level system, I guess. Like a way to interact and craft the sigils. But yeah, this is not that crazy. It's just it does sound like a slightly more complex D3. There's nothing crazy though. Is that all the D4? Man, I spent way too long reading this. I didn't know this was so much. I didn't know this was so much information though. This was good actually. All right, GG's. All right, back to D4, aka D3. Let's go, boys. That was good though.